The psychology of people who are lazy but ambitious. What does it mean to be lazy but ambitious? It's that strange human condition where you want to conquer the world, launch a billion-dollar startup, and master 5 languages, but also spend 4 hours scrolling TikTok while debating whether to get out of bed or just text your cat a motivational quote. Essentially, it's ambition with a side of procrastination. Like putting a Ferrari engine in a tricycle, your brain is sending you conflicting messages. You can do anything or maybe just do nothing for a while. And think about it in this video. We are going to explore 10 hilarious, bizarre, and slightly alarming psychological truths about this curious species of human. Buckle up well, not too tightly, because tightening buckles might feel like actual work. Number 1. Procrastination is performance art. You're not just lazy, you're an artist, painting the canvas of procrastination with broad, bold strokes. Some people delay tasks because they're scared, but you delay them like it's a full-on Olympic event. Your brain convinces you that waiting until the last possible second is actually strategic brilliance. That's why the night before your deadline feels like a philosophical journey. You're scrolling memes, reorganizing your sock drawer, and suddenly becoming a master of quantum physics in your head just so you can feel slightly guilty about not starting that report. Psychologists call this temporal discounting, which basically means your brain thinks future you doesn't deserve the energy you're saving for them. It's like setting a trap for yourself, but calling it a life hack. You imagine yourself under pressure, typing like a caffeinated octopus, and suddenly, you're motivated. Because panic is a more reliable motivator than ambition. Basically, your laziness has style, sophistication, and a dash of chaos theory, turning a mundane task into a suspense thriller, starring you, the exhausted, wildly talented anti-hero. Number 2. Ambition in pajamas. You have dreams that could make Elon Musk sweat, but your preferred uniform is pajamas that haven't seen the light of day since last Thursday. There's something deeply ironic about someone whose brain is running a multi-million-dollar startup, in theory, while their body refuses to even locate clean socks. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, but you can just call it Tuesday. You plan out your life like a CEO. By 3 p.m. I will finish my book, meditate, and start a side hustle. But somehow, you end up rearranging your desk by color, checking the weather in Antarctica, and wondering if you could invent edible bubble wrap. The mind of the lazy but ambitious is a chaotic wonderland, where goals exist as dream castles in the clouds, floating just out of reach, while your Netflix tab quietly judges you. It's like owning a Ferrari and never leaving the driveway. You know the potential is there, but effort is apparently negotiable. Deep down, your ambition isn't gone. It's just resting in a hammock with a smoothie, silently judging the world for expecting action. Basically, you're proof that even a brain on vacation can produce ideas so brilliant it deserves its own motivational poster. Number 3. Strategic laziness. You don't procrastinate randomly. You do it with strategy. You've invented an entire system of maximum efficiency with minimal effort. Some call it laziness, but you know it's genius. You're basically a human Rube Goldberg machine of productivity, where doing one tiny, seemingly meaningless action feels like progress toward a bigger goal. For example, checking email, then checking email again, then suddenly writing a 10,000-word essay in your head, while standing in the kitchen, wondering if the fridge light goes off when the door closes. This is strategic laziness. At work, your brain prioritizes the easiest paths that somehow feel like forward motion. Evolutionarily, it's like your ancestors wanted to survive with minimal energy, but modern life demanded achievement. So your psychology invented a compromise. Ambition without effort, dreams without deadlines, and plans that exist mostly in theory. You're basically the Leonardo da Vinci of inaction, except your masterpieces are mental blueprints instead of paintings, and your exhibit is invisible to everyone except your inner critic. Number 4. instant gratification addiction. You're addicted not to coffee, not to TikTok, well, maybe TikTok, but to the sweet, fizzy rush of instant gratification. Your brain is basically a toddler with a credit card. It wants rewards immediately, preferably shiny, preferably digital, and definitely without any effort. Ambition. Sure, it's there, but it's like a high-maintenance plant. You need to water it slowly, or it wilts. Your brain doesn't want to water anything. Instead, it's scrolling, clicking, snacking, and maybe, just maybe, thinking about world domination in between. Psychologists call this the dopamine loop, which is fancy talk for you're a professional squirrel, chasing nuts of pleasure. You might plan to launch a side business, but the satisfaction of liking a meme, buying that weird gadget on Amazon, or successfully finishing a crossword puzzle is just too delicious to resist. Basically, you're living in a world where ambition exists, but pleasure is faster, easier, and more immediately rewarding than productivity. Your brain has built a tiny theme park in your skull, where roller coasters are more fun than spreadsheets, and the gift shop is full of self-esteem souvenirs you can collect without actually achieving anything. In short, your ambition is like a Ferrari parked in your driveway, while your dopamine-addicted brain is busy riding a tricycle through the neighborhood. Number 5. Fear of missing out on laziness. Ironically, your laziness isn't lazy at all. It's full of ambition for doing nothing. You fear missing out, but not on success. No, you're worried about missing the satisfaction of lounging, daydreaming, or staring at the ceiling while inventing imaginary solutions to problems you will never actually solve. Social media makes this worse because you see other people's successes, and instead of motivating you to act, it fuels your mental gymnastics. I could do that, but maybe later, or never, or I'll just imagine myself doing it instead. Psychologists refer to this as active procrastination, a delicate dance where your mind convinces you that thinking counts as doing. You convince yourself that you're gathering ideas, but in reality, your inner strategist is just training in the art of inaction. You're basically a lioness, hunting ideas while lying on the savannah, too comfortable to chase anything but the shade. Your ambitions exist, but they're cozy ambitions wrapped in blankets of delay, because nothing says I'm destined for greatness like achieving nothing at a leisurely pace. Number 6. The illusion of productivity. You have a gift, the ability to look insanely busy while achieving almost nothing. Opening 17 tabs, making 4 to-do lists, and rearranging your desk by pen color. That counts as work in your brain. This is called productive procrastination, where your ambition convinces you that moving papers around counts as moving mountains. Your nervous system is basically playing dress-up, giving your brain a sense of accomplishment, while your actual goals remain untouched. Imagine a hamster running furiously on a wheel that goes nowhere, except the hamster also has a tiny laptop and is checking emails. That's you. Psychologists find this fascinating because it's a coping mechanism. Your brain wants to feel in control, but control requires effort, and effort is, or you're a master illusionist, creating an elaborate facade of action, while your ambitions quietly scream for real effort. Basically, your body is performing a Broadway show called I Am Doing Things, while your dreams sip cocktails in the VIP lounge, wondering when the opening act will finally start. Number 7. Optimism with conditions. You read the type of person who dreams big, but only under very specific, convenient conditions. You imagine yourself writing the next bestseller, but only in perfect silence, while sipping the ideal temperature of coffee, wearing exactly the right socks, and with your cat not judging your typing speed. Psychologists call this conditional motivation, which is a fancy way of saying, you'll do amazing things tomorrow. Maybe. Your ambition is like a high-performance sports car that refuses to start until the sun is shining, traffic is light, and the inspirational playlist is perfectly curated. And yet, paradoxically, you feel incredibly motivated even while doing nothing. Imagining success releases tiny bursts of dopamine because your brain's way of rewarding idle daydreaming. Essentially, your ambitions exist in a carefully curated, parallel universe where effort is optional, comfort is mandatory, and procrastination is celebrated as a legitimate lifestyle choice. You are the champion of dreaming without moving, an art form so subtle that outsiders might mistake it for laziness, but insiders know it's pure psychological genius. Number 8. The allure of tomorrow. You live in the magical land of tomorrow, where every ambitious idea is eternally postponed. Today is inconvenient, stressful, or slightly sweaty, but tomorrow, oh tomorrow, you will conquer the world. Tomorrow, you'll start that business, write that book, or finally learn to play the ukulele. Psychologists call this temporal procrastination, which is just a posh way of saying your brain keeps kicking the can down the calendar. There's a comforting illusion in believing the perfect version of you exists somewhere in the near future, ready to tackle anything but only after a nap. You're like a wizard with the spell book of dreams, but instead of casting spells, you sip tea and rearrange the couch pillows while thinking about casting spells. The ambition is very real, but it's wrapped in layers of delay, like a burrito of avoidance. Basically, your brain has mastered the art of productive dreaming, letting you feel the rush of potential without actually risking anything. The world is out there waiting, but you're comfortably lounging in the lobby of your imagination, sipping a smoothie and politely ignoring the ringing phone, labeled responsibility. Number 9. Obsessive planning without execution. You love planning. Oh, how you love planning. Flowcharts, mind maps, bullet journals, color-coded calendars. You could organize the universe before even touching a single real task. This is called analysis paralysis, a psychological trap where thinking about a task gives the illusion of progress. Without doing anything at all, you imagine launching a startup. But first, you must chart every possible scenario, recruit imaginary investors, and negotiate contracts with your cat. Your ambition thrives in spreadsheets and sticky notes, but collapses in the face of actual action. The paradox is delicious. The more you plan, the more productive you feel, and the less likely you are to ever execute. Essentially, your mind is a brilliant war room, preparing for battles that never arrive, while your body continues to binge watch tutorials on how to be productive in preparation for someday. You're a master strategist of inaction, a commander of potential energy, a genius whose empire exists entirely in your carefully curated imagination. Number 10. Laziness is self-preservation at the heart of it. Your laziness isn't just about avoiding work. It's a clever survival tactic. Your brain has calculated that conserving energy while dreaming big is safer than risking failure with actual effort. Evolutionarily, our ancestors didn't need to conquer their fears. They needed to avoid saber-toothed tigers while imagining victory in the hunt. Modern life replaced tigers with deadlines, but your brain hasn't quite upgraded. It still thinks better to plan grandly and do little than to try hard and face disappointment. This is why you meticulously research every shortcut, every hack, every life hack, but really actually implement them. Your ambition is a roaring fire inside a safety bunker of blankets. You can feel the heat, enjoy the glow, but you're not stepping outside into the cold. Yet, in essence, you're balancing desire and preservation, like a tightrope walker with slippers on. Your laziness isn't shameful, it's adaptive genius, a quiet rebellion against the tyranny of constant productivity. Basically, your ambition and laziness are engaged in an eternal dance, tangoing between I could rule the world